Hey, what's up everybody? It is your boy NCSO7 here, and welcome back to another video. Honestly, I didn't think I was ever going to make a video talking about this, but given what Nintendo's been doing lately, I figured I may as well talk about it. Now, is my video going to have anything original and new to bring to the table? I have absolutely no idea. Seriously, so many people have talked about this topic that it's kind of old at this point. Like, everyone agrees on it, but I'll just leave a couple of my own thoughts on it. And what is that we're talking about? I mean, if you read the title of the video, then you'd already know. Well, it's obviously Switch Online and how much people don't like it. So before we get into like the new whole expansion pass thing, let's first talk about the base Switch Online. So it's gotten a lot of criticism for various reasons. First of all, the online really isn't that good. Like, it's honestly worse than what the Wii U had, and the Wii U's online was free. Hell, even the Switch, when it first released, and for its first year and almost a half of its lifespan, literally had free online. But once Nintendo put a paywall behind it and basically offered same if not worse service for $20, yeah, people aren't going to like that. The online is just, I mean, to be fair, it's not the worst thing ever. It's reliable, but the thing is, it should always be reliable. It's doing its job right. It doesn't get bonus points for that. So the online is kind of just whatever. But what about like the other stuff, like voice chat and all that stuff? Well, you have to voice chat through a damn smartphone app. Why anyone thought this was a good idea is beyond me. I mean, I understand like the Switch Pro controllers probably wouldn't have the easiest ways of hooking up like a headset or whatever, but it's like, I don't know, make a custom one or something like that. Or have it be like a really, really long cord that can plug into the headphone jack on the Switch, even when it's docked. Do that or something like that. I don't know. But the voice chat's just not that good, like at all. There's a reason people use Discord, you know. And also like the cloud saves, like backing up cloud games online. It's just, this is the one thing that's okay on paper, but even then, though, not every game is compatible with this. Splatoon 2, for example, which a lot of people would probably want backed up because a lot of people grind out that game, especially those who play the game like a lot. Like, to lose all that data is not the best thing ever, but it's okay. And then there's also the NES and SNES games, which are basically the Switch's it's basically the Switch's version of the Virtual Console. They're basically just offering NES and SNES games, which is all the Switch Ever Online really has. Like, seriously, this is the only thing that really is that enticing, is to just play the NES and SNES games. And I mean, to be fair, it's alright, but even then, Nintendo really doesn't do a lot with it. Like, the NES library is full of so many clones. Like, seriously, like, they have, like, 2 versions of, like, so many of their games. They got, like, 3 versions of, like, Zelda 1 or something like that. I don't fully remember because I don't have it right now. But they had a lot of special versions that make very small changes. Look, it comes off to me and probably everyone else. It's very padding, and the games that they add in updates just are very weird choices. Like, for NES games, like, to be fair, it's not like Nintendo really has that many more games to really put on it. But even so, they had some of the strangest NES games ever, and some of the strangest SNES games ever. At least with SNES, it's better, but even then, we still don't have games like Earthbound on there, which is beyond, like, crazy. How do we not have Earthbound on there? Like, I don't get it. But Super Nintendo is a lot more of a reason to play it, because SNES games are actually good, but even so, though, the games that Nintendo adds throughout the updates has just not been that good, honestly. And yeah, that was pretty much it in terms of what Switch Online offered. It is $20 a year, but even then, it's still kind of just like, you couldn't at least make it a little better. nobody really liked it. So that's where we get to the main topic of today's video, the expansion pass. So Nintendo decided to add, finally, Nintendo 64 games to the Switch Online, and even Genesis games. And okay, that's cool, but it's not part of the base Switch Online service. You'd have to pay more for that. Okay, so how much more is it? Oh my lord, it's like $30 more. In order to get the Switch Online base service, then this expansion, it's $50. And from what I know, it's $50 a year for both of these things. So it's not like you pay the one-time $30 fee for the expansion pass. No, you gotta pay that extra $30 each year too. Personally, I find this absolutely ridiculous. Like, I honestly thought before they revealed the price, it would be like $10 more. Like, I thought $10, I know people are gonna whine about that, but I couldn't see Nintendo doing that. I didn't see them doing more than double the price. Like, seriously, $30 for N64 games, when the N64 games have input lag, that's real great. And the Genesis games, seriously, there's already Genesis collections on the Switch. Like, you can already get Genesis games on the Switch. You were able to for quite a while. Like, there's not really that much here. And like, then there's also like the Animal Crossing New Horizons DLC. But even then though, not everyone who gets the service necessarily has Animal Crossing New Horizons. Well, I understand it is one of the best-selling games for the Switch. Maybe the best-selling game for the Switch? I'm not entirely sure on that. Don't quote me. I mean, they could at least, like, add something else. Like, I don't know. And honestly, and I'm going to say it right now, they're probably not going to add GameCube games. Even despite how much people would want it, they're not going to do it. GameCube games are way too big, and Nintendo doesn't really want to... They don't really want to pretend like it exists. Even despite it being one of their best systems. But that all brings... So, the expansion is pretty stupid, honestly. It's not good at all. $30 extra for not even that much more. Technically, when the N64 games are just being emulated. That's the thing, is that it's like, you could play these games on emulators. Not that difficultly. I mean, seriously, we're at the point where we can emulate Wii games really well with better features. But even then, though, emulation isn't necessarily the best way to go, per se. I may make a video on that soon, but even so, though, Scott the Woz has already made a video on it, like, just recently, so I probably won't make it for a while, but point is, even so, like, the N64 games are being emulated. Well, so are the Genesis games, but all of them are, but still. But here's the one thing I want to bring up, though, and this is something I haven't seen a lot of people talk about, like, regarding it, is that, like, they're offering these NES, SNES, and now N64 and Genesis games. But what happens when the Switch Online discontinues? What happens when this service eventually goes away? Like, and this isn't going to happen for a long time because, like, well, yes, the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection or whatever that service was for the DS and Wii did die a while ago. Like, the online for 3DS and Wii U is still on, even after, like, years of it being tossed to the side for the Switch. So it's not going to be a long time until the Switch Online does discontinue. But when it does, what's going to happen to these games? Are they going to be put on the eShop as, like, digital titles that you have to purchase? Maybe you can keep the apps if you did have a Switch Online membership, maybe your system will automatically have the games, like those games automatically downloaded forever. Maybe it'll be kind of like the 3DS Ambassador program that way. Or if the service discontinues, then there's not going to be a way to play them anymore. And then they're just going to be kind of like gone. You can't play them anymore. I don't really know. This is something that a lot of people don't talk about, and to be fair, I know why, because it's very early to really start talking about stuff like that, but seriously, what if Nintendo were just to remove all these games, and, like, I know I was crapping on, like, the NES library, but seriously, I know that there are people that would like to play some of the NES games. Hell, I think some of the NES games are fun. And I know a lot of people want the N64, SNES, and like Genesis games. I mean, Genesis doesn't have that much of a problem since you can get, like, again, the collections, but, like, for NES, SNES, and N64, what's going to happen to those games once the service discontinues? I mean, Nintendo could release, like, a physical version that contains, like, a compilation of all of them, but then they're going to have to talk to third parties since a lot of the games are third party in those collections, but I don't know. That's what I personally think. Overall, though, I think Switch Online is, well, not good. But then again, though, that's not really anything new, so yeah. But I don't know. I'm not super surprised at Nintendo for doing this, but even then, it doesn't make them look good in the slightest. Nintendo, why do you do this? Just for the love of God. I don't know. But that's all I've got for this video, so hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully I added at least something new. I think the thought at the end about the discontinuation was a little interesting, but if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you guys didn't enjoy, then please subscribe. If you guys hate me with all of your guts, let me know in the comments section what you think of the Switch Online yourself. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.